Most men don't realize how common certain changes become after 40. In fact, nearly half of all men begin noticing some form of reduced performance long before they feel comfortable talking about it. By the time they enter their 60s, those changes often feel even more frustrating, yet many continue to suffer in silence, trying to fix the problem with quick solutions that only hide the deeper issue. What most men never hear is that the root of their struggle often has less to do with age itself and more to do with how the body's internal systems shift during the night while they sleep. When those systems fall out of rhythm, everything from sleep quality to hormone balance to circulation begins to weaken. Imagine if one simple nutrient taken at the right time could support the very systems that begin breaking down with age. Not a miracle pill or magic cure, but a natural, research-supported substance that works by reinforcing sleep, restoring hormonal rhythm, and helping the body recover the energy it slowly loses over the years. That is the deeper truth behind men's nighttime biology. When sleep, nerve function, and blood flow weaken together, potency becomes harder to maintain. But when these systems are cared for in a synchronized way, the body can regain strength far more effectively than most men expect. Most men over 60 face a triple challenge without realizing it. Testosterone naturally declines, cutting into energy, libido, and confidence. Deep sleep becomes harder to reach or to maintain, preventing the body from performing the vital repair work it depends on. And circulation, the foundation of male performance, becomes less efficient, especially for those managing diabetes, high blood pressure, or prostate enlargement. These three areas form a cycle that reinforces itself. Poor sleep disrupts hormones, weaker hormones reduce sexual function, and reduced function increases stress, which destroys sleep even further. Once the cycle begins, many men assume the decline is permanent. But the truth is that the cycle can be interrupted, and it often starts with understanding what happens during the night. Hormone regulation is deeply connected to sleep. Testosterone is not just about masculinity, it is the overnight repair signal that tells your body to restore, rebuild, and rejuvenate. Research shows that even 1 week of poor sleep can drop testosterone levels in younger men by as much as 15%, the hormonal equivalent of aging more than a decade. For men in their 60s, this effect is even more dramatic. Testosterone is released in pulses during the night, with the strongest surge happening in the early hours of deep sleep. If your sleep is shallow, interrupted, or limited by frequent nighttime urination, your body loses the opportunity to recover. No matter how healthy your lifestyle is during the day, the battery never fully recharges. Stress adds another layer to this problem. When sleep is disrupted, cortisol rises. This stress hormone directly suppresses testosterone production, meaning poor sleep doesn't just reduce hormone levels, it increases the chemicals that block those hormones. That double impact drains energy, mood, and libido. A man who wakes unrefreshed, stiff, anxious, or disconnected from his usual vitality is often experiencing the results of this hormonal imbalance. But improving sleep quality can change this far more effectively than most men expect. By supporting the sleep cycle instead of ignoring it, the body can begin to rebuild its nighttime rhythm and with it, the hormonal foundation that drives performance and strength. This is where specific nutrients enter the picture. Certain vitamins and minerals have been shown to work with the body's natural nighttime processes, not by forcing a reaction, but by giving the body the raw materials it needs to recover. One nutrient in particular has drawn increasing attention for its ability to influence both sleep quality and potency. When taken at night, it supports hormone balance, nerve relaxation, and vascular health, the trio most responsible for men's well-being after 60. Understanding how this nutrient works, why timing matters, and what the research actually shows can help men rebuild confidence and vitality in a practical, sustainable way. Melatonin is often misunderstood as nothing more than a gentle sleep aid, but biologically, it is much more important. It is a hormone produced by the brain in response to darkness, guiding the body through the natural rhythm of night and day. For men over 60, melatonin doesn't just encourage sleep, it plays a role in testosterone regulation, nitric oxide signaling, and even prostate health. Studies show that melatonin helps protect the cells in the testes from oxidative stress, indirectly supporting testosterone production. It also strengthens endothelial cells, the inner lining of blood vessels, which is essential for releasing nitric oxide. Without nitric oxide, blood cannot flow properly into the penis, and erections become weak or unreliable. Melatonin therefore helps maintain the basic biological pathway that makes potency possible. Many men are surprised to learn that melatonin production drops significantly with age. By 60, melatonin levels may be half of what they were in early adulthood. In this state, sleep becomes lighter, recovery becomes slower, and hormone production becomes more fragile. A low dose of supplemental melatonin, sometimes as little as 1 to 3 milligrams, can help reestablish the body's nighttime rhythm, especially when combined with dim lighting and reduced screen time before bed. Melatonin is not meant to overpower the body, but to remind it that it is safe to slip into deep rest. During that deep rest, testosterone recovery, vascular repair, and neural relaxation take place. When these systems function properly, morning energy and sexual function often begin to improve naturally. The conversation becomes even more interesting when we look at vitamin D. Most people associate it with sun exposure and bone health, but for men over 60, vitamin D behaves more like a hormone than a simple nutrient. It influences testosterone levels, endothelial function, inflammation, immune stability, and mood. Men who are deficient often experience low energy, irritability, or reduced libido without realizing the deficiency is part of the reason. Studies show that men with healthy vitamin D levels tend to have higher testosterone and better circulation. Vitamin D helps support the endothelial lining of blood vessels, the same structure responsible for nitric oxide release and erectile strength. When vitamin D is low, blood flow suffers and potency declines. While vitamin D is usually recommended in the morning, there is growing evidence that for men with sleep trouble, taking it with an evening meal, especially one that contains healthy fats, may support circadian stability. Vitamin D helps regulate the body's internal clock, which coordinates both hormone production and vascular repair. Think of it as resetting the timing of the body's nightly restoration cycle. When this cycle works properly, testosterone rises at the right moments, blood vessels relax more effectively, and the nervous system can finally slow down. Many older men are surprised by how much their mood, sleep, and energy improve once their vitamin D levels return to normal. Magnesium adds another crucial piece to this nighttime puzzle. Often called the relaxation mineral, magnesium supports over 300 biochemical reactions in the body. It relaxes muscles, stabilizes nerves, lowers stress hormones, and supports nitric oxide production. Nearly half of older adults are deficient, partly because absorption decreases with age. Low magnesium levels contribute to restless sleep, muscle tension, nighttime cramps, and stress, all of which interfere with potency. Supplementation with forms such as magnesium glycinate or citrate is often helpful at night. These forms are gentle, well absorbed, and promote deep relaxation. When magnesium levels rise, many men experience more restful sleep, fewer nighttime awakenings, and improved morning performance. In men over 60, magnesium also influences testosterone production. Research shows that men with higher magnesium levels often have higher testosterone, independent of age. Magnesium also plays a role in relaxing blood vessels, allowing nitric oxide to expand the arteries and promote stronger blood flow. In simple terms, magnesium helps the body switch from daytime tension to nighttime repair. When taken before bed, it calms the nervous system, reduces cortisol, and prepares the body for deep restorative sleep, the kind needed for sexual health and energy. These nutrients, melatonin, vitamin D, and magnesium, work best when they support the body's natural rhythm rather than replace it. Their combined effect is especially powerful for older men because they target the very systems that begin to weaken with age: hormone balance, vascular function, and sleep quality. When these systems are synchronized, the body can regain strength at night and express that strength during the day. Many men do not need more intensity, they need alignment. And alignment begins at night. Up until now, we've focused on how hormones, nutrients, and sleep interact, but there is an equally important piece that ties everything together: circulation. Potency at any age is ultimately a vascular event. Erections happen when blood vessels open, blood rushes into the penile chambers, and the smooth muscles relax enough to trap that blood. If circulation weakens, even healthy hormone levels cannot fully compensate. This is why so many men with diabetes, high blood pressure, or stiff arteries struggle with performance long before they notice any other symptoms. Erectile difficulties often appear years before any major cardiovascular issue shows up. Doctors sometimes call this the canary in the coal mine for vascular health because the penis relies on tiny sensitive blood vessels that reveal circulatory problems earlier than other organs. Nitric oxide is the key molecule responsible for opening those vessels. The endothelial cells that line the inside of your arteries release nitric oxide when triggered by arousal signals. Think of nitric oxide as the body's green light. When it appears, blood flow increases. But with age, inflammation, oxidative stress, and poor sleep weaken these endothelial cells, causing nitric oxide production to fall. The result is slower blood flow, weaker firmness, and more difficulty maintaining erections. That is why improving circulation must be part of any strategy for restoring male vitality. The encouraging news is that the body repairs blood vessels most effectively during deep sleep, the very period supported by nighttime nutrients. Melatonin, vitamin D, and magnesium each play a role in protecting or restoring this vascular lining. Melatonin shields endothelial cells from oxidative damage, which is especially important for older men whose blood vessels accumulate years of stress. Vitamin D improves the responsiveness of the endothelial lining, helping it release nitric oxide more efficiently when needed. Magnesium relaxes the smooth muscles surrounding arteries, allowing them to open up under nitric oxide's direction. Each nutrient integrates into a system designed to restore vascular tone during night hours. When these nutrients are consistently present, the body heals the blood vessels that contribute directly to potency. But circulation isn't just about the nighttime. Daily habits strengthen or weaken the system as well. Movement encourages blood flow. Deep breathing lowers stress and enhances oxygen delivery. Even pelvic floor exercises can improve the ability to achieve and maintain erections by reinforcing the muscles that support the base of the penis. When these daytime efforts combine with nighttime repair, the results tend to appear faster and feel more natural. That's because you're improving both the supply, blood flow, and the system that manages it, endothelial function. Many men overlook this connection, focusing only on one aspect, testosterone, blood flow pills, or stress, without understanding that true improvement requires all systems working together. The concept to remember is that aging doesn't shut down these systems, it simply weakens their efficiency. By giving them the right support, especially during the exact hours the body tries to repair itself, you can slow or even reverse much of the decline. This is why men who begin a consistent nighttime nutrient routine often report improvements not just in potency, but in morning energy, mood stability, and mental clarity. These improvements are not random. They are signs that the body's foundational systems are functioning smoothly again. At this stage, the question becomes, how do you turn all this knowledge into something simple, practical, and sustainable? The answer lies in creating a nightly restoration ritual. Think of it as the opposite of the chaotic, overstimulated evenings that ruin sleep for so many men. Instead of bright screens, heavy meals, late caffeine, or constant stress, your nighttime environment becomes a signal for the body to shift from activity to recovery. Dimming lights allows natural melatonin to rise. A cool, dark bedroom prepares your nervous system to wind down. Reducing fluids helps limit nighttime urination, giving your hormones uninterrupted time to recover. If your doctor approves the nutrients discussed earlier, adding them intentionally into this nighttime routine can amplify your body's natural healing window. A small dose of melatonin 30 to 60 minutes before bed helps initiate the sleep cycle and supports endothelial repair. Vitamin D, if taken in the evening with a meal containing healthy fats, helps regulate circadian rhythm, hormone balance, and vascular support. Magnesium taken an hour before bed calms the nervous system, reduces cortisol, and encourages deeper sleep. These aren't aggressive interventions. They're subtle adjustments designed to bring your body back into alignment so it can perform the work it was meant to do during the night. Another powerful yet often overlooked factor is reducing nighttime stress. When men feel frustrated, defeated, or anxious about their performance, cortisol rises and sleep quality collapses. This creates a self-reinforcing cycle that worsens everything. But when the body experiences a calmer, more intentional evening environment, it can shift into a healing state far more easily. Something as simple as slowing down your breath, reading something peaceful, or practicing a few minutes of quiet reflection can help stabilize your nervous system before sleep. Combined with nutrient support, this allows your overnight repair systems to operate at full capacity. Over time, these steps create a rhythm that your body learns to trust. Night after night, your systems cooperate instead of competing. Hormones rise when they should, circulation recovers when it needs to, and stress drops instead of spiraling upward. This internal harmony is what restores potency and vitality, not quick fixes, but consistent alignment with the body's natural design. You don't need to overhaul your entire life. You just need to reinforce the hours that matter most. Those quiet nighttime hours are where the real transformation happens. As men continue this process, they often notice something remarkable. Their confidence begins to return. Performance anxiety fades, replaced by a sense of control and clarity. That renewed confidence ripples into daily life. More alert mornings, steadier energy, better mood, healthier interactions, and a deeper sense of strength. These improvements aren't imaginary. They're the result of giving your body the tools it needs to function the way it was intended. When hormones, sleep, circulation, and nutrients work together, the body naturally expresses vitality instead of struggling against itself. If you've ever felt like your best days are behind you, it's important to understand that these changes are not signs of failure. They're signs of systems that need support. With the right nighttime routine, the right nutrients, and the right approach, those systems can strengthen again. You don't need perfection, you need consistency. The body responds to small steps taken faithfully night after night. Now that we've explored the connections between sleep hormones, circulation, and targeted nutrients, it's time to bring everything together into a clear and actionable picture. The goal is not to overwhelm you with information, but to help you understand how each part fits into a simple nightly approach that supports your body's natural rhythm. After 60, the body becomes more sensitive to imbalance, but it also becomes surprisingly responsive to gentle, consistent care. You are not trying to force your system to change, you are guiding it back into alignment so it can do the work it is designed to do. Your nightly routine becomes a form of communication with your body. When you dim the lights, reduce stimulation, and give yourself space to unwind, you are telling your system that it is safe to transition into rest. When you add restorative nutrients like melatonin, vitamin D, and magnesium, if approved by your doctor, you are giving your internal repair crew the tools it needs to work effectively. And when you protect your sleep by keeping your bedroom dark, cool, and quiet, you ensure that the repair window remains uninterrupted. This is where testosterone is restored, where inflammation is reduced, where nitric oxide pathways are strengthened, and where your vascular system receives the nighttime maintenance it badly needs. Think of melatonin as the signal that starts the night shift. It tells your brain and body to begin shutting down daytime activity and entering recovery mode. It protects the blood vessel lining from oxidative stress, helps regulate the circadian clock, and supports the rhythm that governs hormone release. Vitamin D, though often misunderstood as a daytime nutrient, influences the internal timing system that shapes sleep quality and hormone balance. When taken with evening meals containing healthy fats, it can work with your circadian rhythm rather than against it. And magnesium functions as the relaxation support team, calming the nervous system, reducing cortisol, relaxing blood vessels, and smoothing muscle tension so you can fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer. When these nutrients work together, they create the conditions your body needs to restore potency and energy. You may not feel dramatic changes overnight, but week by week, small signals begin to appear. A deeper sense of rest, fewer nighttime awakenings, a stronger morning pulse of vitality, more stability in mood, and gradually a return of the confidence that may have faded in recent years. These signs are proof that your hormonal rhythm, vascular function, and nervous system are realigning. The first few nights may feel subtle, but over time the effects compound. Your sleep becomes deeper and less fragmented. Your body begins producing testosterone more efficiently, allowing you to wake with more energy and a clearer sense of strength. Stress hormones decrease as your nervous system becomes better regulated. The endothelial cells lining your blood vessels recover more effectively, helping nitric oxide flow more easily and supporting stronger, more reliable erections. Circulation improves not just in one area, but throughout the body, reinforcing heart health, brain function, and stamina. None of these changes come from forcing the body. They come from supporting it at the exact time it is designed to heal, during the quiet hours of the night. When a man in his 60s begins treating nighttime as a window of restoration rather than a leftover part of the day, everything changes. Instead of drifting into bed exhausted, overstimulated, or stressed, he approaches the evening with intention. Instead of fighting the body's signals, he supports them. The cumulative effect of these habits is profound. Many men describe it as feeling like myself again, not because they become younger, but because the systems that once worked effortlessly now receive the support they need to function properly. It is also essential to address the emotional side of male health, something often ignored. Many men carry silent worry about performance, aging, or declining confidence. This stress directly increases cortisol, which interrupts sleep, suppresses testosterone, and weakens circulation. By establishing a nightly ritual that prioritizes calmness, consistency, and self-care, you reduce the mental load that keeps your system in a state of tension. When the mind relaxes, the body follows. A calmer mind leads to smoother sleep, and smoother sleep leads to stronger hormonal balance. Every part of this process is connected. If potency has become inconsistent or unpredictable, remember that you are not alone. Millions of men experience the same challenges, often in silence, believing the decline is permanent. But biology is not an all or nothing process. It responds to care, it responds to rhythm, and it responds to support. Your body is not failing you, it is asking for alignment. When you learn how to give it the right cues and resources, it often rewards you with more strength, resilience, and confidence than you expected. Now imagine how different your nights and mornings could feel if you implemented even a few of the strategies we discussed. Imagine falling asleep without frustration, staying asleep without constant interruptions, and waking with more clarity and energy. Imagine feeling your body respond again with more ease, more reliability, and more confidence. These outcomes are not fantasies. They are the natural results of restoring the systems that drive male vitality. As you begin this journey, remember that small changes done consistently are more powerful than extreme changes done once. Dimming lights, reducing screens, taking magnesium before bed, checking your vitamin D levels, considering low-dose melatonin, reducing caffeine after midday, protecting sleep, supporting circulation, each step contributes to a larger transformation. Over time, these behaviors tell your body that its hormonal, vascular, and nervous systems are safe, supported, and able to rebuild themselves. This is not about chasing perfection or comparing yourself to the past. This is about creating a healthier, more resilient future. It is about understanding that vitality after 60 is not just possible, it is realistic when you work with your biology instead of against it. Every night offers you a chance to restore. Every morning offers a chance to build upon that restoration. You do not need to be intimidated by these changes. You simply need clarity, consistency, and compassion for your body's needs. If you found value in this journey, consider continuing to learn, ask questions, and explore how each small improvement can support the next. This is the kind of conversation that helps men age with dignity, strength, and confidence, not fear. So take a moment to ask yourself what step you can begin tonight. Maybe it's addressing magnesium levels, checking vitamin D, or turning off screens earlier. Choose one. Begin there. Let the body respond at its own pace. Your nights can become restorative again. Your mornings can feel stronger. Your confidence can rise. And your health can be nurtured at any age. With knowledge, intention, and consistent care, you can support your body in ways that transform not just your sleep or your performance, but your overall sense of vitality.